raking it in. Federal tax revenue is forecast to hit a record $2.7 trillion this year. That's your money, by the way, according to a new report from the Congressional Budget Office. So why do we have a $1 trillion deficit? Time now for Lou Dobbs.
I like that. What an intro. And delighted to be with you as always at this time of day, and or any other time for that matter. But the $2.7 trillion, that's a lot of money.
Yes.
And the argument that is underway in Washington, D.C. right now is sometimes, not sometimes, it's nearly always disguised. This is an argument in Washington, D.C. right now about who will have the greatest claim on taxpayer money. And right now, with Medicare, with Medicaid, with Social Security, it is our aging population, which is set to double between now and 2040. The claim will get even greater. And the younger generations, in whom we should be investing money, the youngest of those folks who are in public schools, we should be investing in. And instead, that money is going to be siphoned off as it is. And I can hear lots of people saying, well, wait a minute, I paid my Social Security. I quite understand that. But we need, rather than as has happened over the course of the past 30 or 40 years, we don't need to have another broken contract. But we need to write a new contract for those who are under the age of 50 right now, so that we can prepare for a future in which we do not have the money that we have had in previous times for Social Security, for Medicare, even for Medicaid. And we've got to have some adult leadership in Washington, D.C., which right now there's a void.
Near term, does this mean the Republicans can stick to their guns? As Boehner said, listen, Democrats, you got your tax increase with the fiscal deal to avoid the fiscal cliff. So are we holding
Lori,
steady?
I truly believe
that
Boehner has discovered himself and the principles of the Republican Party. I am excited for the first time in years that the Republicans have actually got an opportunity here to lead and have the vision to do so. Talking with a number of the members of the leadership of the House Republicans in particular, this is a time where they understand they've got to go to regular order. We're going to see deals cooked right out in the open, just like the old days, where you would have meetings, you would have hearings, and there would be discussions between the president, the White House, the administration. They would move forward with proposals in the form of legislation, and the American people would have an opportunity to raise their voices and be heard in Washington. Boehner has promised exactly that, and I think that means a clear new direction for the Republican Party, and more importantly, for the American government. Because think back to this. Health care was cooked up behind closed doors.
Right.
And every piece of major legislation. And now the president comes forward and says, we've got to do this with a continuing resolution. We're just going to have a grand bargain. Congress has a 6% approval rating. The president's dropped to the lowest approval rating since last year. He's at 46% disapproval. There is no trust, nor should there be, and therefore there will be no grand bargain. And when you talk about comprehensive immigration reform, they need to take small bites because, frankly, these men and women are not large enough as legislators and leaders to be taking gigantic bites and creating grand bargains. They need to measure up their accomplishments and their ambitions against their capacity. And that, I think it would be appropriate, let me say it kindly, it would be appropriate for them to be somewhat more modest in their aims rather than more grandiose.